Hello guys, welcome back to the welcome to the next video in our Roblox script tutorial series. In today's video, we have storing multiple values in one line, which is a tuple. Now you may have seen in other languages like C++ where you can actually assign multiple different variables in one line, and you can set them equal to these different values. And you might be wondering, how does this even work? What even is this for, and how is this useful? Well, we'll go over that through these examples. So when you write something or a variable, the traditional way is local x is equal to 10, for example. And let me get rid of this actually. Local y is equal to 20, and local z is equal to 30. Now, this is completely fine. But however, when you do end up doing longer like code, sometimes having multiple different like blocks of variables can get a little bit messy. And if you can do it in one line, then why not, you know? So this is really just a basic overview because you will see people like use this and you might get confused, but it's really simple once you see it. It's literally just for organization and convenience. So rather than conventionally writing it like this, x, y, and z, these are our coordinates, let's say, we can actually write this as local x, and then y, and then z, and then 10, 20, and 30. So obviously it would go. So we defined each variable and declared its value, just like this. And we can get rid of this one. So the first value, or x, would be assigned to this, or first variable x would be assigned to this 10 value. Second variable in this line, this y, would be this 20 value. And the third, our z, will be this 30 value. And you can get it, and you can do this for as long as you want. It's pretty easy to understand. I can do like this. And then now it'll give me an error because it's expecting like a fourth value, 40. See right there? And I can just print out all of these. And I can do it like this actually too, yeah. So let's print it out. 10, 20, 30, 40. And just like that. And yeah, that's really about it for tuples. I mean, it's pretty easy to understand. You can just store multiple variables on one line of code just like this. It's pretty nice for convenience. Another good thing about tuples is that the main use case really is that for return statements can return more than just one variable. So right here, I'm returning x, y, and z, and I'll show you how this works. So if you've ever wanted to return like two values, like let's say we're making a function to calculate area or something. I want to return radius, and I want to return my volume or something like that. If we're doing like some sort of a math calculation, we want to get both of these values. But in this case, let's say this is the context in which we're trying to return back some vector values. If you don't know what a vector is, it's fine. Just like on a graph in math, you have x and y coordinates. There's a z-axis as well. So matter of fact, let's just return our x and y, and that's all I want. I don't want the z or this w right here. And then we can actually get rid of this. So we can return our x and our y, and then we can use this however you want. Then we can just say local numbers, or we can say total numbers is equal to get numbers. And then I'll just print out total numbers. And look at that. Total numbers. Oh, no. Total numbers, then something. So, sorry. I did that wrong. I got confused. It'll be local x-axis as some variable. And then our y-axis is our get numbers. So the first value will be assigned to this first return statement. And our second value in this variable will be assigned to this y value right here from get numbers. And we assign the values up here as well. So then now if we just print out our x-axis, and then we can print out our y-axis as well. Now you don't have to use these all in the same line. For example, how I was doing the comma x-axis, y-axis. These variables are actually like the scoping is global to the entire script. So you can actually just use these independently. Like we're just defining them all in one line. Now if we print these out, the x and y axis, 10 and 20. Perfect. So now let's actually make something a little bit more practical with this return statement. So let's get rid of all of this, and let's make something nice. Oh shit, there we go. So let's say local player stats. And let's say we got, or actually no. Yeah, that's gonna be our function. So say function player stats. And then we want to return the player stats. So let's return name. We're going to make these variables right above this, but let's leave this as a stub for now. So let's return the name, our health, damage stat, let's call that, and let's say our level. Now we got some nice player stats. Then we can all define them right here. Name, health, damage stat, and level. And now you can get the idea that usually when you make tuples, you're gonna put them on the same line where context matters. I wouldn't put like something random into this line if it's not related to everything else. Name, health, damage stat, and level. They're all related to the player stats, so it just makes sense to put these together. It's good organization. However, I wouldn't put something like an NPC model in here. It just confuses you, and why would you do that? So then we could say our name. Let's say Nova. Then our second value, our health. I have 100 health starting. My damage stat, I do 8 damage. And my level is 3. Perfect. And then now we can just say local, or no, we can actually, you know what, yeah. We could say local stats. Or let's rename this something else. Let's say return stats. How about that? Or get stats for the player. And then we could say local player stats is equal to get stats. And then we can say, actually, no, let's not do that. We can say our local, or no, we can actually just print this out. What am I doing? Sorry. We can just print out player name, print health for, and then I'm going to say for name, and then I'm going to say health. Or actually, I'm going to put this right here, just like that. There we go. So it's going to print out our health. And I'm going to print out damage, or damage stat. And then I'm going to print out level. And this is a pretty nice way to use tuples. It makes everything organized and clean. Look how nice this looks. This looks very readable. This looks nice, easy on the eyes. That's the main reason why we usually use tuples. And right here, player name Nova, health for Nova 100, damage 8, and level 3. And that's really about it for tuples. They're really useful for return statements inside of functions, because you can return more than just one value, which then you can set equal to those values when you make new variables equal to this function, which is pretty nice. And that's about it for today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.